Hello everyone, and today we are going to be conducting our 200 subscriber Q&A.
Hooray! Thank you very much for all of you.
I promised that when we reached 200 subscribers that I would be launching a Q&A. We're up to 211 subscribers.
Thank you very much.
And I'm thankful for each and every one of you.
So am I. You actually like my jokes.
And today I'm here with one of my favorite co-workers and fellow Gladiators, Bree.
Hi.
One of my fellow Gladiators right from the very beginning, and a good friend of mine, Charlie.
Thank you very much.
And I'm Josh.
A very good friend of mine as well. And college buddies, too.
Ready? For the Q&A, instead of coming up with questions that we discuss, we decided to take your questions, and we're going to answer them to the best of our ability. We got a total of 5 questions, one of which has a follow-up, and we shall begin. The first question is from Amy from the Dusty Bookshelf.
Hello, Amy.
Hi.
Amy is a very loyal follower of ours, and she has some very good content as well. Her first question is, what is your favorite work of translated literature?
Oh, that's easy.
Which one?
Like a different language?
Yes.
Murakami.
Yeah, I was thinking that it would
Definitely.
be Murakami. Yeah. And your favorite?
Kafka on the Shore. For sure.
That's one I need to read.
Definitely.
Unbiasedly so, because it has the name, Kafka's name, and Franz Kafka is a favorite author of mine.
He wrote the Metamorphosis.
Yeah, he wrote the Metamorphosis.
Ah, okay. My turn?
Yes.
To be honest, I really haven't, read any books that have been translated, but I have, and in other episodes, I have mentioned that I don't read the Bible, but I also, and it was originally written in Latin, and the King James Bible, that's not the one I follow, but I actually wrote a paper on that in college, and that was actually, it took, I think, 4 to 6 years to translate, and they had all these, the top of the line at the time, and this was, I think, in 1603, 1604, around that time, so, of course, I read part of it. I read little passages, not the whole thing. But we will be discussing in later weeks, what's this? Norwegian Wood. And that was translated, I think, in 6 different languages? 7?
Probably more.
Yeah,
Maybe.
it's
More.
become universal.
Okay, so,
It's become
I'm not very good at numbers. 1 and 1 is 5. But I think it was a good book, and I'm looking forward to talking about it.
Already. I've begun to enjoy reading works from other countries, but I would say that Jacob von Gutten by Robert Walser is probably my favorite work of translated literature. It was written in German. Walser himself was Swiss. But what I liked about the work is that it had this kind of... it seemed so complicated, and people would question, what is this that I'm reading here? It was almost as if it was purposeless, but it really is not. It is really something that, if you're thinking outside the box, it's brilliant. I think that it's perhaps one of the great absurdist works that people that enjoy Kafka, Beckett, Lewis Carroll, even Albert Camus, even though he's existential, would really get something out of Jacob von Gutten.
If I may add one other thing, since and for most of you that know that I am a musical coordinator on the show, which I love. I love that job. I take it very seriously. Music is also literature. Translated music can be translated. Also, I have played music in concerts. I was in a lot of concert bands, especially in high school. But I've also played in a symphony for a little bit. Just, not like wow, Trans-Siberian Orchestra. No, no. But we've done works that have been written over centuries ago that have drums that are like this. Can't hear you because that's how we play it in this. But the music was actually from written in different parts of the world. And there's one that I know I know a lot of them up by heart. It's called Emperor de Roca. It's a march, a Spanish march. I'm not going to play it now, but it's notes. But it's also written in different countries, different places. And then you have other works, musical works that have been written in our very hometown, the USA, United States of America. One of my favorites to perform, there's two of them. One is from the 19th century, Claude T. Smith, Emperor Overture. Love it. You can take a listen to it. And then there's To Conquer the Skies, which was Robert Sheldon. Yes, Robert Sheldon. He's actually a contemporary writer, composer, and I've memorized all of those to heart. And I actually play along to them on YouTube. So, but that's for music. I keep up on music a lot as well. I'm like, oh, wow. Okay.
Okay. Our next question is also from Amy from the Dusty Bookshelf. And this question is, how much of a role do you think identity of the author should play in how you perceive a work of literature? I'll take this one. And I'll say that it all depends on whether or not the author has given you the go-ahead to perceive it.
So, this is
one of the great examples is Robert Frost's The Road Not Taken.
There we go. And that was our first, that was our pilot episode. I think we did pretty good.
Which even before, I actually, I made a remark before I was aware of what it really was about. Because one can interpret it, and one has interpreted it in so many ways, but Robert Frost said that it's him giving a commentary on indecisiveness, inspired by a dinner he went to, and how one of his friends was constantly
should I have the pasta? Should I have the chicken? Should I have
he was
fish?
constantly regretting he was regretting these decisions that he had made or had not made, and it's just this whole thought process, and he was poking fun at this friend through The Road Not Taken. And I think that in that case, if the author is to say what the work is about, then that's pretty much the way it is going to come up as. But regarding, there are some works that are semi-autobiographical, which can be perceived. You can use their background and apply it to the story itself.
I was going to say something about narrator as well. The narrator is also we always assume that the person who wrote the book is a narrator. That's me usually, but it's what I'm trying to say is it depends. If it's an autobiography, then you have all access. Like, this is what I've done, this is what I intend to do, or whatever, or something along the lines like that. But if it's a book or just another, like,
I wouldn't say it's always the case. Sometimes an
true.
author is just
true.
sometimes an author's just trying to entertain, but I think that a lot of it has to do, a lot of their brainchild has to do with things that have happened to them.
Yes.
Which
at 13, I got. No, just kidding.
Brie?
I agree with you, but I don't know. That question kind of makes me think, because I don't think I've ever really thought about the identity of the author until maybe afterward.
Mm-hmm.
But never while I'm reading. I kind of just take the book or whatever it is as it is, and then later on I'll probably think about it.
That's pretty much what you have to do, because you really don't. All you really know about an author, unless you did research first, is what is attached to the back.
Mm-hmm.
There's that
little mini paragraph. That's it.
It's a
little mini
if I may.
Unless there's an introduction.
this is. Oh, we're gonna go over this soon, but this is usually that'll be it. And if you're lucky, you'll get a picture. Sometimes, you know.
Primarily talks about what he's written,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
and he's
of
written a
course.
lot. Murakami.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're definitely right with that kind of book where it talks about the person. Then it's
Mhm.
extremely important.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I would say that. Already, let's move on to the next question.
I like moving on.
How many this is also from Amy from the Dusty Bookshelf. How many works of Canadian literature can you name off the top of your head without looking them up?
0.
Or authors, or writers.
Right.
I could name 2 off the bat, and this is before I discovered Amy, who is an enthusiast, a connoisseur for Canadian literature. And that is Alice Munro and Margaret Atwood. And if you want to count someone who emigrated from Canada, Saul Bellow. And I'm trying to think if there were any
Oh god,
genre
I think there's one I
or
know.
more popular writers that were Canadian.
I have heard of them.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't know they were Canadian.
That was Margaret Atwood. It took me. I knew that she was Canadian before I looked at the question, and Alice Munro won the Nobel Prize in 2013, so I knew that.
Oh, okay.
Saul Bellow, I knew about him.
Unfortunately for me, I don't know any.
Don't worry.
That's
But I want to read some. And I'm a literature major here. I would like to read some Canadian literature as well, but
Yeah, it's
British
a lot.
literature and American literature are my specialties.
they're the most prominent in
Of course,
the English
yeah.
program.
But I would like to learn. Read some of it.
Next question is from Nathan from Nathan's Library.
Hi Nathan, how are you today?
Hello, Nathan. Enjoy your videos. Hopefully you come up with... I look forward to seeing some more content. What is your favorite work of classic fiction and why?
Would Little Women count?
Yeah, Little Women.
Definitely Little Women.
That's 19th century. So, what makes Little Women your favorite?
I think it was one of the first, one of the first pieces of classic fiction that I've read. I know I read it when I was really young, and it's one of those books that I will read multiple times a year. Have like 3 copies of it. It's dear to my heart.
That's always a good trait for a book. So, would be. Charlie?
Classic literature. I'm trying to think the dates.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Many of them.
Yeah. Would Huckleberry Finn be one of
Yeah.
them? The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, Tom Sawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Before I was born, not that long ago, my mother actually got me a book, and it's gold-plated pages, and now we're not talking like bling bling gold. We're talking like very nice. And she actually said, "Why don't you read this sometime?" This was many years ago, and I picked it up and I put it down. But then I said, "No, keep," and I kept going, and I stopped halfway through because I was too young at the time to understand too much. I'm like, bad word. We all know what I'm talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
But I read it again in college, and this is really, really interesting. And I would have to say that's one of my favorites. It's been a while since I read it, but I think we took a class. We took the class together.
Which one?
American Literature 1? No, I took both of them at the
I
same.
took American Lit 2 with you.
Yeah,
I took one on my.
Yeah,
I
I think it was. Yeah,
earlier.
I took both of them back to back, literally.
Mhm.
So, and it was very fun. The professor had cookies. So.
My choice for favorite work of classic fiction would be Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll.
Okay, yes.
That is just brilliant because it's so outrageous. But the most outrageous part of the this silliness is that
I like silliness.
it's
you could tell.
it's pretty honest, saying that you think that this is strange. Why don't you look at your own culture and then come back and question what's going on? I like the why do we celebrate birthdays when we can celebrate unbirthdays? Because there's many more unbirthdays.
Oh, and Dr. Seuss also. That for me, Dr. Seuss. I don't know if that would count. I mean, yeah, no. But,
He's a modern classic, I would say. I'm not a fan of his, but
yeah. Well, and I also have another one that it is relatively modern as well, but I think it's the Thomas the Tank Engine series. I read those when I was real little. Thomas the Tank Engine is actually over 60 years old, to my knowledge. It's the show, of course, is from
the stop motion version.
Yeah, and that takes a long time. I've seen them. I saw some special. How I got access to it, I don't know. There's a show, Shining Time Station. Watch it. It takes you back to your childhood, and the music really got to me. But
Joe Raposo was just an outstanding composer.
oh yeah, excellent.
He did the opening and closing music.
That guy should get more than a cookie. He should get a Nobel Prize in music for me. And I think that was all filmed in Canada. Even though it is relatively modern, it's always a timeless classic, as we say. And that itself is a saying, but it goes back I think over 60 years, maybe even 70. I don't know, but that is always in the middle of my heart. But yeah,
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay. The final question, which includes a follow-up, is for Charlie. And
I did not do it, I promise.
It's from Ira S. Snag.
Hello, how are you? Thank you.
I know this name. Look at it carefully. Don't you see? Just
wait a minute. I think I know who this is too.
yeah, I exactly know who it is.
You're gonna have to tell me after. I think I know. I'm like that close.
Just you just gotta.
I'll tell you what I think.
You just gotta turn. Okay. The question is.
Oh, it's about cookies, right?
How many cookies can you eat in 30 minutes?
It's how many I want to eat in 30 minutes, to be honest. How many? If you were to put them in front of me.
How many have you eaten in the past half an hour?
Let's put it this way. If cookies were considered an alcoholic beverage and you were getting behind the wheel, I would be destroyed.
And what if they were oatmeal raisin cookies?
Was that the follow-up? You little... I have a few words I want to say off camera, but all seriousness, oatmeal cookies, I can't stand oatmeal cookies. I just can't stand them at all because they are healthy. And now, that aside, they just taste like crap.
I agree. I'm
I'm going to be very blunt. I'm going to be very blunt.
I'm not fond of oatmeal, nor am I fond of raisins. I dislike them both.
They are whoever and it's what something that upsets me most is people who say, "Oh, I had carrot cake last night." "Oh, did you? So you had carrots and cake?" "No, stupid. It's carrot." I'm like, don't call me stupid. Now I'm off on a tangent. I'm sorry, but still. Wait. Or when you have a sundae, a banana split. That's healthy. If you want to have a banana, eat it later. Mm-hmm. How many cookies can I eat in 30 minutes? It depends on what kind they are. If they are oatmeal raisin, if I stutter one more time, that's probably why I'm stuttering so much. Too many cookies, officer. I could probably eat about maybe 100 if I really wanted to. Mr. Snag or Mrs. Snag, whatever. That name is so familiar. Maybe about 75 to 100. And oatmeal raisin, they could just sit there and run. 0. Goose egg. Goose egg. Our friend over here, Josh, his mother, can make really, really awesome cookies.
Yeah, my mother makes them.
I literally ate a whole plate of them. There's 4 left, and I am so smashed. On sugar. And believe it or not, sugar actually, it calms me down. Believe it or not. It's sugar. No, we don't give that to our kids. They hyper. Believe it or not, it actually just...
Charlie can get hyper.
I can get hyper, yes. But more often than not, I am really, you give me a cookie, I'll shut up. It's basically like, if the FBI were to come to my house, just, okay, don't say anything about it. Here's 1,000 cookies. No, you have to do better than that, pal.
Are you pleased with your response, Ira? Okay.
I'm sure you are.
I want to thank...
Cookies! Sorry.
I want to thank everybody that submitted a question to our Q&A, and hopefully we can do another one in the future. and I hope you are satisfied with your. And I hope you join us back for some more episodes of Literary Gladiators. For now, keep reading.
Thank you, and thanks to you.